88.7 FM KAZI. We is the voice of Austin, y'all. 7:30 straight up. Your boy Jabari Warfield back in the building after battling all kinds of stomach bugs and I don't even want to get into it. It was just a funky thing. Not great, but you know what? I'm back.
It sounded like
What's up? This is the morning grind on Warfield Wednesday. Gonna be on the air. I'm gonna be on the air all day long today. So get used to it, fool. Yeah.
They're going to get their money's worth out of you.
Yeah, they better. Somebody going to have to get some money. Yeah, give me some money. Get some money's worth. Get to that. Anyway, what's going on, Dap Dub?
Man, I'm happy to see you back. You were staying away from us like you owe some money. You owe somebody here some money. That's what it seemed like.
I did not want y'all.
You was dodging that, brother.
I did not want y'all to have a part of this,
I'm just saying. I feel like, are we sure you didn't owe somebody some money? It seemed deliberate.
Probably Marion.
That's what he get for having money that he would loan out.
Exactly.
That's your problem.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want people to stiff you? Then don't give them the money.
No, exactly. Simply Courtney's in the building. Hey. Up, sir?
Hey, what's up, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Hey, I'm happy to be here. We awake. Yeah, that's pretty much what I got right now. That's all I got.
It's a win. That's a win.
That's a win.
But, well, you know what, man? Here it is. There's any day above ground is a good day.
Amen to that.
You know what I'm saying? But I always have to have this coffee with me, man. I think I'm a little hooked on coffee.
What kind of coffee?
A little.
This is just exactly, just a little. This is Parks sponsoring the show. So a little bit of
fight it though. You're not ready to fight it. No, he's not ready to fight the addiction because he won't even claim the addiction. He said, "I'm a little." So the first thing is you gotta realize it's a problem.
All right.
Well, I can't say that it's a problem, bro, because I'm digging it.
See, he dodging because he know we gonna stage an intervention. See, but if you don't tell them you got a problem, you don't admit to it. You can't have no intervention, which means you can't get the help.
Man, do not try to intervene me on this one, bro. Let me make it. Let me cook.
I want somebody to call up. If someone gave you an intervention
with coffee,
can you throw attitude? Hey man, I ain't got no problem. I got this under control.
Okay, no, that's a whole different situation.
I got it under control.
Situation. No,
I don't want y'all help. Is it welcomed? Because you got on TV, they always make it sound like, "Hey, thank you for Simply Courtney. Thank you for the intervention. I'm glad you care." Nah, I think I'd be mad. Like, bro, you all in my business, man.
Why don't they ever just turn around and walk out?
Thank you.
This is me whenever I watch those shows like Murray and all that. Whenever something bad happens. Why don't they ever just turn around and walk out?
Well, you got to come in and sit down, brother.
They can never find the exit. Like, I feel bad because I'm not even lying. I've watched this person run for it seems like 2 episodes. Like, they go to commercial. Person is still trying to find their way out. They bring these people in blindfolded. Like, what's going on?
You talking about Maury?
All of it. Interventions, Maury, Ricky Lake, Jimmy Jones, Jerry Springer. I never see the person just run and then they just keep going. They just, it looks like they have left the studio.
Maybe there's a questionnaire before you come on the air and they're like, do you get easily confused when you come into buildings, and if you make more than 2 turns, are you turned around?
You know what? That's me.
We'll take you.
But the situation, and I know because I've worked backstage before. There's a backstage door and there's a loading dock.
Right.
And that's it. If you ain't there, because we're used to walking around seeing all these pretty doors, right? Backstage and a loading dock, both of them are gray and dirty, and so when you look for that door, it's like, no, that's not the door, and the door's right in front of you. Yeah. But I mean, it looks crazy. So yeah, you can never get out of there. You're always trying to. On the Maury show, you be running trying to find the door, getting out of there. Right?
Yeah, I think personally, if it ever happened to me, I would find the exit, or you would just hear the alarm go off.
Yeah.
Did he just go out the fire exit?
There you go. Yeah, the fire exit.
I did.
All we was trying to do was help him with this intervention. Why Simply Courtney running?
Because I love coffee, and I'm not. I love coffee. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Thank you. That's what's up. All right. No, there it is.
The first step is realizing you have a problem.
You know what? Then I got a problem.
Yeah.
I have a problem. Step 1. I have a problem. Yes, take me by Summer Moon for a minute. I got to work on this problem. Oh my goodness. 7:35 here in 88.7 FM KAZI. We are here till 10 o'clock, y'all. And so hang out with us here on the Voice of Austin, 88.7 KAZI. And don't forget to follow us at kazifm.org. That's the website. Of course, you can get the TuneIn app directly from the web. and put it on your mobile device and even on your smart TV, which is pretty cool. So do that. All right. And hang out with us because we're going to be here all morning long grinding. 88.7 FM KAZI, DJ Wiz setting it on fire. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Y'all catch that old school though?
It ain't Friday, but I just got paid.
Yeah.
Now that you back in the studio.
Yeah.
You see that Symply, Courtney?
I see how I did it.
I'm claiming it because now that he's back, I know I'm good, son. You gonna let me hold something?
I just got back.
But that's why I gotta preemptively get you before Symply Courtney, before anybody else.
You trying to get money before Courtney? Before
anybody.
I just got my stomach right. I had to take my stomach out, polish it, put it back in.
We ain't talking about the stuff. We talking about the wallet. The wallet tight though, man? Right? The wallet good.
Right now on I-35. Ooh, boy, mercy. All right, I-35 is gonna be. So let's get back to this money that I ain't got that I'm supposed to give you.
See, you're looking at it all wrong. See, I know, because you got a good heart. I know that you want to give me a grip.
I do.
And you don't have to do that. I don't need the 250 that in your mind you want to give me. Man, 100 would be good.
Just 100?
Yeah, I'll let you off easy. Just 100, man. You just got to do 100.
You got a bill to pay or something?
Well, it's hump day, right? And the weather's good.
Hump day.
So this would be a great day for me to take my lady out, go get a little dinner under the stars on you. But yeah,
fool.
So that's what I'm trying to do. Little midweek magic.
I like that. I gotta take that.
What's wrong with you? You ain't got no magic in your wallet?
No.
Ain't no magic in your wallet?
We're not talking about me. We're talking about you and your wallet. Don't change the subject.
You know what, man? See, somebody gonna see me on the street and they gonna really.
Unfortunately, it's like you always helping Dougie out, but you could switch it up. You can help me out.
Courtney, help me out with this fool, man.
Help me.
Please help me.
Help me, please.
Courtney ain't got no money.
I ain't got no.
Don't he have a basketball playing son? So he always buying sneakers.
Oh yeah,
dude. I just lost the game.
Portney. Oh,
what?
That's it. He's Portney.
That's
how poor he is, right?
You gotta add extra O on that one. Put a cape on the back of it. Hey,
that's a pour with a cape.
Yeah, with a cape, man. I gotta pee. My pour is super right now.
Is there like a shelf life on shoes? Can a high playing athlete make it through a full season? Because I didn't play high school ball.
That's a good question.
No.
Is there a point where you got to get some new shoes?
Yes and no. So it depends on how crazy you go with it. For me personally, I was always one of those that like to break a shoe in, and so I would wear it in practice and in the game. For me, it was cleats, by the way. I played football, but for my son with the basketball, he has 2 pairs, and I got into it with him this weekend. I was trying to play with him outside. He said, "I don't have no shoes," and I said, "You do got shoes?" He said, "No, we playing outside. I need outside shoes."
Yo, it's a difference.
Yeah, he really wouldn't. He fought me on that one, and I had to let up on him. I said, "He's trying to take care of his shoes."
Yes, sir.
We good, but. Anyways, we're gonna fast forward. I played him yesterday, and I lost. So we had this game. Originally, the game was for earrings. We had to redo the rules because Mom said no on the earrings, even though if he won or not. Thank goodness.
He's trying to play for earrings.
He was trying to get his ears pierced.
Really? Okay. Okay.
So that was the rule. That was the original game. We played 3 games to 7, and if he wins, we get the ears pierced. If not, then I didn't have like anything. I was just like so confident. I was like, whatever. I don't have nothing. I'm just gonna play.
Right.
I should have. But anyways, man.
He had you sized up.
He did. He knew what he was doing.
He knew.
He grew. I swear we had this like arrangement, and he was like 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah.
And then once I agreed, he just sprouted up. Like I don't know. Can you grow out of spite? Like I don't know if he just had a spite growth spurt.
Yes, you can.
But he walked up on me and was like, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, "Hey, excuse me, sir. Sir, you are 13. You would not do no such thing."
He been watching the Isaac Hayes videos of that old deep down by the floor voice.
With a mustache and everything, man, and
son.
beat me 3-0. I scored a grand total. You ready for this? 4 points in 3 games. I scored 4 points in 3 games.
We got one.
I scored 3 points in the first game and 1 point in the other 2 games combined.
I like this.
And this dude was LeBron James, Kobe, Michael Jordan, and a little bit of Kareem. He ain't even old enough to know who Kareem is, but he did a skyhook and made it. And I was like, All right, so we're gonna buy black Air Force Ones is what the thing turned out to be.
Right.
So I gotta buy him some size 14 black Air Force Ones.
Good grief, size 14. That boy ain't done growing. You know that.
No, right? He's not. He's gonna give them back to me. He said, "Dad, you gonna have my drip when I'm done growing."
That's crazy.
Jabari, his son walking around patting him on the head.
Yeah, man. How tall is he?
6'1".
Woo, son.
6'1" with hair that makes him about 6'5".
About 6'5".
Yeah. People be looking at him like that boy ain't no 13.
Is he doing the broccoli thing?
What do you mean, the hair?
Is that the broccoli?
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is now.
They all doing
Looks
that.
like a broccoli stem.
It does look like a broccoli stem.
Oh my gosh!
I might have to use that against them.
Yeah, my girl is starting to grow too, man. I don't know, and you can tell me this because my son's 6'3".
Okay. Allow it.
Yeah, well, that his grandfather was 6'6", so he was.
There you go.
That's where he got it. But my daughter's starting to grow and sprout and sleep late and all of this other stuff, right? And it's just me and her mom is just like, well, yeah, she's going through some things, and she's eating out of house and home, just like any food that's like every 2 hours. It's not like little meals; it's like massive meals. Like I want lunch, I want breakfast. Yeah, bruh.
She gonna pass you.
I guess
you're gonna be short, little, stumpy Jabari.
You know what? I'm gonna tell
all of them.
Feels like we all are at this point.
yeah, I'm saying. I'm gonna tell her like my mama told me, you will never be too big for me to whoop.
Oh yeah,
straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Because the post game is still serious. Hold on now. Listen here. Listen.
I think he sunned you.
No, you know what's cool? You know what's cool about it? I had to come. Hold on now. I had a come to Jesus moment this morning. I said, here's the deal. That post game is still something serious.
Yeah.
I didn't bully ball him. I want you to understand when we played.
No, I appreciate
all I
that.
did was shoot.
No, I
said I'm gonna
appreciate
take it outside. I don't want to mess up nothing.
Right. Yeah.
But keep in mind, the post game is still mine.
Agreed.
I'm still 98% rating. Whatever you call them, the video games.
Oh yeah,
we had 98.
That sounds high.
I'm up there.
You're Rotten Tomatoes 98.
Nah, y'all better leave me alone now. I'm 98. I promise you, man.
Courtney,
inside game when
sit
I'm
down.
serious.
Courtney, why you standing up? He about to run out here and go get a rematch. Courtney, sit down.
Oh, you think I ain't get my rematch? Oh, you think I ain't running it back? Come on, that's weird, for.
Every Monday, me and my lady, we play 1-on-1.
I love that.
And I won one, and she won one. But this is the first time she done won one. Like, shoot, as much as she was celebrating, like ever.
She let
and
you know.
I can't hear the end of it, and it ended 16-15.
Ooh, that's a real game.
Right, but she just couldn't let it go. I'm still hearing about it. Yeah. That happened Monday. Yeah. This is not Monday. No. Like, you could let it go, right?
No.
Like no.
No,
well, apparently she's not. So she's feeling herself. She hit the shots, dog.
Did you check her profile picture? Her profile picture might be her on the ball saying ball is life. Like she might have that.
I ain't looking now.
Ball is life.
Ball is life. Exactly.
She always tell me act like you've been there before, but now she ain't doing it.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah. You may not have. You may get the locks changed on you. Ain't careful. All right, it's 7:55 here on 88.7 FM KAZI. Your boy Jabari Warfield, dapped up, and Symply Courtney is in the building. We'll be right back, y'all. 88.7 FM KAZI. A little something we call the morning grind. 8:01. Your boy Jabari Warfield in the building. Traffic right now still definitely going to be tough, especially if you're headed southbound on 35. You probably need at least an extra half hour on top of what you got to ride in to get through, because it's been crazy. Traffic's been backed up all over the place. South traffic, of course, coming in southbound or northbound, coming in from the south side. Going to be a little tough to deal with as well, so look out for delays there. Got some delays at 130 near Hutto, and also on 183 as you get closer into the Mopac area. Right now, as far as accidents, nothing really to report as far as accidents. Not seeing anything courtesy of TxDOT. Right now, things are rolling along pretty well, so we should be all right. Today, of course, is a very special day. This is my mom's birthday, and so I'm actually on the air on the day that my mother was born. And I tell you what, man, it's something really special. Been reflecting and all that stuff. And interestingly enough, she shares the birthday with a lot of really cool people. Shaq. Nice. Right? Yeah. Tyler, the Creator.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Mary Wilson of the Supremes.
Okay.
Yep. Also, and comedian D.L. Hughley, one of my favorite comedians, man, of all time. And Martin Cove of the Karate Kid and Cobra Kai.
Hey.
All having birthdays today along with my mama. So, yeah, man. So that's going to be cool. And I'll be on a little later on tonight doing jazz and other vibes, and going to do some stuff that I grew up listening to, and some stuff that I started playing early on when I was a youth.
Yeah.
You DJ. So anyway, Simply Courtney's in the building. Dab Dub's in the building. What's up, fellas?
What's up, man?
Good, man.
Those are the start of the summer babies. If you do the backtracking, you know how the summer starts, them summer dresses come out.
Yeah,
that's those babies.
That's them.
But yeah, born today.
Man.
That's what happens.
Yep.
You couldn't say no. You see them, and then what's that phone number? Oh, the kids nowadays, it's IG. They don't even do phone numbers.
You know, it's real. And it's so strange. You have full conversations with people, and then you be leaving like emergency contacts and stuff. You be like, I don't know anybody. No,
exactly.
Can I put the Instagram handle though?
Yeah.
Well, you and I were talking about going to play basketball, and I realized I don't have your number.
No.
So I was going to reach you through IG. And
that's fine, though.
That's what I was going to do.
I've lived this life long enough now that I'm like, whatever way you find to communicate with me, I'm fine with that. You know what's scaring me right now? And it's happened the past few days now. And I don't know if it was I know with us having South by Southwest, they're playing with they're toggling right now. If our internet goes down, a lot of us have no way of communicating. Me, who produces shows, is in a horrible spot right now.
That actually brought me to a point. I was going to ask you guys, were any of you curled up in the corner when Facebook and Instagram went down?
So when was this? Was this yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yeah. Okay, so here's
Not
the problem. I produce shows, so I don't know sometimes if I'm just having a localized problem at home or if it's real serious. And because I live a little further out of the city limits, I'll be like, all right, it's going to be good once I get back into town.
Right.
Man, I was in a bad place because I needed to communicate a few things, and some of the things I have are time sensitive.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know a content creator or two.
Yes.
And they were not in a good place.
No.
You're messing with my money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had some jokes, though. Just think about it. Once a satellite goes down, isn't that the start of every alien invasion movie? Wasn't that how
Independence Day happened?
it started?
Yeah, it did, because everything started going
That's
crazy.
the first place I went to, and I reached out. I told the wife, "You get the kids, I get the guns. It's happening."
We ain't got nothing for them aliens.
It's
though.
happening.
No, we ain't got nothing for the aliens. I don't know if you understand.
I'm still gonna shoot my rounds.
It's gonna make you feel better, but I'm telling you, you understand.
Let me feel good. It's a release, literally.
we ain't got no heat for them.
And then what happens? Because they always have force fields and stuff.
That's what I'm talking about.
Is my bullet gonna like ricochet and come back and shoot me?
Pretty much.
Yeah. You know how I don't know if y'all are Star Wars geeks, but when you shoot at them, when they got they lightsaber, they can ricochet it back to you with your own little laser blast.
If you're lucky, it could be that Black Panther joint where you throw it at them and they take it in, and at any point when they're ready, they can just shoot it right back at you. Return to sender.
I wasn't scared, though. I wasn't scared. I mean, just because I was grabbing my guns doesn't mean I was scared, does it?
Nah.
Yes.
Okay. We're 50 on that one.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go with you, Jabari.
All right.
And it's okay. I'm all right.
You all right?
Because I will admit the fear. See, the first step is admitting that you got the problem.
Well, you know what? Like I said, when we get back to this coffee issue, yes, I have a problem.
Okay, hey, that's growth.
Well, step
that's
2,
growth, bro. You are on your way.
I'm taking the first step. The more you know. Ding.
Ding.
Now, Simply Courtney, now the hard work is on us. Because now we have to find friends of Jabari for the intervention, and he ain't got no friends.
I ain't got no friends.
He's not listening.
Well, we just got to find a studio that he can't see the door to. So we got to take him to one of these warehouse studio situations. So when he just runs into that's it. I think I figured it out. They shoot these shows in fun houses. Like, you ever been to a fun house where you can't get out and there's mirrors and stuff?
Okay.
I think so. Put you in the mirror dimension or something like that. What is that off of Marvel or something?
Yeah, that's exactly.
Doctor Strange or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's all mirrors and no doors?
He's trying to get out. Yeah, it's just nothing but just mirrors and doors to
DC
yourself.
had it too on the Flash.
Interception.
That's
really?
crazy.
So I'm kind of curious, when this intervention happens and the anger kicks in, can I get mad if the right people ain't in the room?
Yes.
What if? Why didn't y'all bring? No, I need such and such like that.
Who are you trying to bring, though, bro?
Well, first of all, don't bring my mom.
Yeah.
I don't want her there.
Why not?
Because she gonna try to lay hands on me and get some prayers up, and we not doing that right now.
Ain't nothing wrong with prayer.
And she might find a water fountain and try to rebaptize me or something.
Man, I ain't touching that. Last time I spoke on prayer, we had somebody call up here and give me a talking to. I'm gonna plead the fifth.
The good Bishop Doctor would try her best to put me under, to put them hands on me. There's nothing she can't pray out in her mind.
Right.
But I just, what else? Like, what if they invite the wrong friend? Like, they invite Courtney, but Courtney owed me money.
Uh-oh.
But they thought he was my boy, and now I'm distracted.
They're probably side-eyeing for a while the process is going on.
Yeah.
And then say, as soon as everything is over, I'm following him to the car. And be like, okay, you owe me some money.
They're going to have a secondary meeting at the car.
Or maybe I should appreciate that you're there, Courtney, because think about it. You owe me that money, but you still showed up because you're invested in my health.
That's a real friend.
And me getting better instead of dodging me like you had been doing.
That's love, though.
Like that's it. So we have to look at that. Like, who do you invite? Like, who are the people that you need when it comes to that?
That's a good question. I mean, who do you invite to an intervention? Because at some point, if you are trying to help someone get better, one of the toughest things you ever have to do is deal with. You can stand up to somebody who you don't know.
Yes.
Right. But standing up to somebody that you do know in the name of love.
Yeah.
That's got to be hard. That's got to be real tough. And I know some folks that have actually had to do that, actually had to sit somebody down and say, listen, you got a problem. You have an addiction.
Yeah.
And I need to help you get through it. And I'm not trying to clown you. Yeah. I'm not trying to disrespect you. I just see your life is spiraling out of control. You've got this God-given gift, and you are messing up your temple.
Well, you just took me to an episode. What was the Scared Straight? Remember that?
Yeah.
You just took me there, Jabari.
I'm old school, so
it
there
makes
you go.
me think.
I know that Scared Straight.
I've never been in an intervention thing, right? Mm-hmm. But what life is, what we see on TV, and sometimes that is life to us.
Yes, sir.
But when you think about it, that person always walks in and they fold their arms. So that's their body language, and they'll say stuff like, because it's random people in there with them, like, you don't know me, but to your point, Jabari, if it is people that you know, you can't say that.
No.
You can't throw that attitude to people you love. Your uncle, maybe your favorite cousin.
Right.
So how do you handle it then?
I think you got to hear them out about how they feel about you and the life that you're living. I feel like you have to.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you respect them, you love them, you care about them. So you care about that. And you know what? We might have just helped some people. Well, and they may want to step in and help somebody now.
Sure, exactly. Well, again, okay, and I think there's two kinds of help. There's that help that your mom and your daddy would give you. Like, boy, if you don't get yourself together, I'm going to straighten you out myself.
Yeah.
Or you could be like, listen, we know you're dealing with something, but we're coming to you out of love. We ain't coming to you out of pressure, any of that. We just want you to get yourself together. You know what I'm saying? What do you, in that aspect, where do you take it? Where do you take it? And I guess it matters on your relation to that person too. You know what I mean?
The adult relationship I have with my dad, he is past. But no, at no point would I have ever wanted my dad to see me struggling like I ain't got my adult life together.
Yeah.
Because I would have felt like I would have let him down. Okay. And no disrespect to my mom, but you are your dad's son, and maybe that's guy code, guy ego, testosterone, whatever that is. And so, I think if my dad would have been in there, oh man, I would have, If my dad would have been in an intervention that I walk into,
right,
y'all got my attention. Right. We gotta get this thing together.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Because I do not want we can't have him looking down on me.
Dad.
Nah.
Felt.
Yeah.
And so to some of our listeners that are out there, again, just re-emphasizing, it's just me is my example, but that male influence. I saw a reel the other day, and it was about this mom. She was really struggling with the kid. The kid didn't want to go to bed. It's crying, giving an issue. Mm-hmm. And she had the angle of the camera set up so she could see the kid throwing a tantrum, and the kid's back was to the door. Who comes around the corner? Dad comes flying around the corner. Doesn't say a thing. The kid feels the presence. Turns around, sees dad while throwing the tantrum. Immediately shuts it all down and backs into the bed, quietly lays down, and all the dad says, get in bed, be quiet.
Yeah.
Shuts it down. Now see, they're giving the mom all that problem, but that dad and that dad influence, you don't want those problems.
Yeah,
I never wanted those problems. Mm-mm. Even to what you said, Courtney, we having fun on the court, you and your son.
Right.
But there's still dad level.
Oh man, there's levels to this. It's levels that I think is weird because he won't go to certain places, and I won't go to certain places. Like there's certain things that I'm not gonna do when I'll say of sound mind. Now, if it's game point, I might tap into that well. You know, if I'm down and I ain't scored a single point, like you understand, I scored 4 points. Yeah. I'm proud of them 4 points. Right. But if I had zero, I am though. Whether I'm sure or not, I am. I'm gonna tell you what I do. I'm gonna tell you what I should
take your wins where you can take your wins.
I'm gonna tell you. I hit 3 in a row. Those three good ones. 3 strong. Just
wait a minute. In one game.
Yeah, one game.
So that
man.
means in those other games you were not so hot.
I'm telling you what happened. I was there. I watched the game. I had first person point of view, and it was just not my night. You ever have a whole night not yours? It was a whole night.
Not the whole night.
I'm starting to feel bad
the whole
for you.
night, man.
Courtney, I'm starting to feel bad.
You should.
I feel like you should have picked the court. It doesn't sound like it was your ball.
No, it wasn't my ball.
Like the sun might have been in your eye.
It might as well have been, even though we were in the gym.
He might have picked direction. You know how when you win the toss at the start of the football game, I went this way with the wind. And, like he took all that. All those pleasures.
It was one of those situations where I was grossly overmatched. And it was one of those ones where they're like, hey, man, you're in the wrong heat. I was like, you know what? You might not be entirely wrong on that. Like, I might need to have an intervention where, like, you need to stop challenging this man.
I can't wait to hear how he's describing this to his buddies.
Can you stop challenging this young man? What did SpongeBob say? How many times we're gonna have to teach you this, old man? That's me.
I was gonna say, do you know any of his friends? Do you talk to any of his friends?
They're on my Instagram. So they are waiting for me to make this post. Yes. I know it's gonna. I'm gonna make the post eventually. I'm gonna say,
you're gonna take
I'm okay
medicine.
with it. Listen. I'm a stand-up comedian. I am very upfront with most of what goes on in my life.
Right.
And this is funny to me. This is hilarious. Because to be honest with y'all, I was done playing basketball anyways. I'm playing golf now.
I was going to say, man.
I'm going to play golf.
Switch it up.
I'm going to golf.
You can go to pickleball.
Pickleball.
Yeah, at your advanced age.
I feel like that's something that they would be good at, though. I want to play something he ain't going to be good at.
Oh.
Okay, hold on. Let's stop. What in the...
You do need
coffee cup is pickleball.
Go ahead.
Why is everybody jumping on it? It looks like a combination of like tennis and and ping pong, and everybody's crazy about it, and I do not get it.
Yeah, in 2023, the highest percentage of people starting a new sport was pickleball, and it wasn't even close. The lowest, I actually had this for you guys, so I'm glad that we segued into it. The next closest sport was in the 20s. That's how runaway it was for pickleball.
Really?
So pickleball it's a sport that was started down in Florida for the retired. It's not as intensive with the movement, the full tennis court movement of tennis. And the ball, obviously, it's a plastic, like a wiffle ball.
Okay.
And you're playing with, to your point, Jabari, it's like a ping pong paddle. It's just bigger. And yeah, it caught on. Mm. So as the younger generation started seeing it, it just took off. Yeah. And now it is the fastest growing. There are leagues.
Right.
Kevin Durant, that plays in the NBA, he owns a pickleball team.
Right.
Come on,
That's
son.
how big it is.
Come on, son.
Yeah, it's serious.
I think Lil Wayne owns like part of the team here in Austin, if I remember. It's a league.
Really? Here it is. Yeah.
Something here in Austin. Yeah.
Come on.
So it is very popular. And Jabari, it sounds like it's just like we just became pickleball friend. You're gonna have to come on out, brother.
I'm in.
Look, are we gonna go do this? Here's what I'm gonna do.
All right.
I'm gonna look at some of this stuff on YouTube and find out what in the world it is.
No, don't let it. Because see, you're gonna pick the wrong stuff.
It's the
recreational. Yeah, you're gonna look at the pro stuff. And there's some pros out there already. The game has only begun. Yeah. They got spins. They got dives. They can knuckleball. Not you want the recreation. You want Tom, Joe, and Harry.
Right.
You want regular dudes. And Jabari, here's the other thing. Some of these breweries, some of these places will have this set up.
Right.
That's when you want to strike. Sort of like young Symply Courtney did on old Symply Courtney. Yeah, you want to catch them slipping.
Man.
When they drink is tipping, you take that paddle, start gripping, and then you start ripping. What we doing, fellas? What we doing?
I just love the fact that you summed it up perfectly, because I feel like with the basketball stuff, I used to be like, man, I'm gonna play with everybody. as I've got older, I'm like, I don't want to play with everybody anymore.
There's a difference.
There's some people out there that's gonna be diving for balls.
Yeah.
I don't want you diving for the ball.
Yeah.
If the ball rolls out of bounds, just let it go.
Yeah, we're supposed to be like, all right, who's gonna get that?
Yeah, that part.
Not you're already over there
Now
diving for it.
You thinking about, do I need to bend over, pick this ball up? Do I want to kick it back to the court and let somebody with a good back pick it up?
Yeah,
There you go.
I'm ready for the argument on who it went out on.
Right.
But we can't do that if you diving for it and you hustling, you throwing yourselves into the stands, into the brothers that are over there who never get picked up, who's just standing
They
around.
happy to just be here. They said, this is my
diving into
recreation.
them.
Wow.
They just want to say they was at the court.
You used to fight to get on the court. Now you're like, I'm here.
Nah, I'm
hey,
good,
y'all
man.
go ahead and run too, and I'll warm up. And if y'all need me, I'll be over here.
I need y'all to know though, you
Yeah.
need to pick your friends accordingly. I know
makes
you be up in the gym, bro, so you know people be sitting on machines on their phones.
Yes.
I need you to
That
know
is ridiculous.
the places that you go to play basketball, when the game is over, these jokers run to their phones.
Yeah.
And you can't get the next game started
Until
because
they
they
raise
feel
the
like they missed so much on their social media and whatnot.
Yep.
So you need to find the place where when you take a little towel, you towel off, you drink something, and you get back on the court.
Right.
I like
We
that.
gotta keep it moving.
Right.
I need that.
You
'Cause I
gotta
gotta
find
stay
that
warm.
place.
Because you let me cool down,
Thank you.
I'm done.
See, so you
Yeah,
need
I think-
the older clientele.
I think we got a social media addiction, man. There's no question
We
about
do.
that.
Yeah.
We really, really do. All right, so we're coming up on 8:20. We're going to take a little break in just a little bit. A little later on, we're going to have a guest from the Central Texas Food Bank drop through. And as well, I want to talk to you fellas and get your take on what's going on at the University of Florida. They have gotten rid of all of the DEI offices, and I want to get your take on that.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, man, I know you here for it. All right, let's take a little break. We'll come back. Check this out. 0.7 FM KZI, Mr. Brown and Sierra doing that thing. Chris Brown, Sierra, that's how we roll. 832 here on the Voice of Austin, 88.7 KAZI. This is the Morning Grind. Your boy Jabari Warfield in the building, along with Dab Dub and Symply Courtney in the house, doing our thing, doing what we do. So it is Women's History Month.
Yeah.
As we dive in from Black History Month into Women's History Month. And very interestingly enough, this story came across I'd say just about a day ago. Actually, about 4 days ago. The University of Florida has eliminated, according to NBC, eliminated all diversity, equity, and inclusion positions due to a new state rule that prohibits the addition of such programs. Y'all know Emmett Smith went to University
Yes,
of Florida.
I do.
So, yes, sir, yeah. All DEI positions slashed, and the university has also closed the office of the Chief Diversity Officer and stopped DEI-focused contracts with external vendors. $5 million in funds previously allocated for the University of Florida's DEI initiatives, including salaries and expenditures, will now be placed in a faculty recruitment fund, according to the memo. And, of course, they always got to backtrack and say, and I quote, "The University of Florida is and will always be unwavering in our commitment to universal human dignity." This was from J. Scott Angle, who is the provost there. "As we educate students by thoughtfully engaging a wide range of ideas and views, we will continue to foster a community of trust and respect for every member of the Gator Nation," end quote. That was from J. Scott Angle, again, the provost. So, and you know, here's what comes to mind, man. And I was watching, I forgot the brother's name, but he made a good point. You know, we struggled so hard to get into schools. You know, we struggled so hard to get into universities, and we were qualified to do so. My aunt, as a matter of fact, is got like plaques on the wall because she's worked with Western Michigan University in Michigan, and education has been such a big deal in our family, and it was a big deal for her. And I can also, you know, the one person that also comes to mind as far as this is concerned is Ruby Bridges. Ruby Bridges was born in 1954 and had to literally go into a school at the age of 6 with the National Guard at her back.
Yep.
Right? You know, and there were people like my age and younger yelling at this child, this black child in New Orleans, you know, just wanting to go to school. You know, and this was just in 1960, you know, and people are always years ago, it was decades ago. Well, that ain't long enough for me. I don't know about y'all. So yeah, this whole thing with the University of Florida is gotten messy, and I know some other people are going to follow suit. So fellas, give me your take on this.
This goes back to something that I think a lot of Texans will understand. So Jerry Jones came out. He was in a 1957 photo outside segregated North Little Rock High School. Mm-hmm. And remember, what he says is the reason he was in that photo because he was a curious kid.
Sure.
He's saying that he's not racist. And ain't no racist bone in his body. He was just curious, right? That's what he's going with. That's what we're all going with because I don't see people saying, hey, take his team from him like Donald Sterling and the Clippers.
Right.
You have to understand there is a reason. And if you don't, then you're just, are you the curious kid in this case? What you're saying is, no, I don't see that there's any problems with this. I don't see that there's a need for opportunities. I've worked at 3 different historically black colleges, universities. I didn't go to one. And even before I worked at them, I went to a predominantly white institution, which is called, we say PWI. I know a lot of people that the reason that they go there is legacy. Because they said, I want to go to the school that allowed my grandmother an opportunity. I don't want to go to a school that denied my grandmother an opportunity for that reason. And then I just want to offer one other little item. You don't complain when there are business travelers on planes that get seated first. That advantage. You don't complain about that, especially when it's good for you.
Right.
You don't complain about on the golf course when there's women's tees that are closer up and you're playing for the men's team. Do you complain about that? You want to play there, but you don't. What about women's basketball? It's smaller than the men's basketball because they have smaller hands. The accommodations have to be made. And then lastly, go back to the HBCU. Again, I love when someone says, well, why do we need HBCUs? We don't need them. Do you remember that there was a point where people were not given the opportunity to go to a lot of different schools? I'm at UT campus, and I see things all the time as first black varsity, first black scholarship. Yeah. There's a reason that was that. So if you think that there has never been people saying, oh, you don't get the opportunity, then you got your head in the sand, and that's what we're doing right now. I saw this coming. I had a lot of friends that got these DEI jobs coming out of the Black Lives Matter movement and when we were coming out of COVID. Yeah. And then I've said it on these airwaves before. I can get the clip. Yeah. A lot of those people have already been retransitioned into another position. So this right here in Florida, I already knew it was coming.
Yeah, exactly. I think we got a caller. Let me see if I can get a caller. Good morning, caller. How you doing? You're on the air.
Good morning, gentlemen. How y'all doing?
Great, sir. How are you?
I'm all right. I I'm just sitting here listening to y'all, and I'm wondering why folks are so bent out of shape with Florida, because Texas did the same thing, and nobody said a word.
Tell the truth. Yeah, tell the truth.
If we're going to be upset with Florida, then look like we should have been in arms since we live here in Texas. Look like we should have been in arms with the University of Texas and the Texas legislature and the governor of this state that put this thing in place in the first place here in Texas.
So
what we're doing here is we're slowly watching ourselves. We're slowly participating in the re-enslavement of ourselves.
That's a good point.
It'll look different. We won't be out there picking cotton like we were. Slavery will be completely different than what it was in the 1800s. But we are slowly watching ourselves and participating by not voting and by voting. Those who don't vote are saying we ready to get back to the plantation, back to business as usual. But those of you who think that the Civil War was over, let me ask you this: when is the war over? The war. There was a surrender of a general, but there was no treaty.
Yep.
Since there was no treaty, that war still continued. It has yet to be resolved.
No ceasefire.
Just a ceasefire, not an end.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
We are slowly watching ourselves be wrangled back into that mess that it took us so long and so we fought so hard to get out of. In addition to that, the 14th Amendment that they've been trying to get rid of so earnestly. The same 14th Amendment that was just a few days ago was looked over by the so-called Supreme Court, allowing a guy with 91 indictments to be placed back on the ballot. That same 14th Amendment also, I believe it's in the third clause, did allow for Confederates to rejoin. Mississippi, in its ability to rejoin the Union, had to agree to this. All the southern states had to agree to this. Mississippi put it in their constitution that they would not do anything that would violate the descendants of slaves in their state. But they violate that agreement every day.
Wow.
Look at Jackson.
Yep. No, you're right about that. You're right about that. And you're right. Go ahead.
And don't forget, if we're going to be upset with Florida, which we should, University of Florida is not getting the pass. But if we're going to be upset with the University of Florida being here in Texas, let us first be upset with the University of Texas, because they never wanted her. The guy who originated the campus, who laid out the campus architecture and all the original buildings on that campus, he said that the campus would open to the south, that they would turn their backs to the north, because it too is a Civil War school. They said they would turn their backs to the north in protest of abolition. The main campus, the main entrance to that campus opens to the south. Every original building on that campus opens to the south.
Whoa. Wow. See, that's deep. That I did not know.
Same.
That I did not know. Hey, brother, we appreciate you calling in, man. What's your name?
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider? All right, cool. I appreciate you calling in, my man.
Right on.
All right, take care.
Courtney, I know you had a little bit that you wanted to get in. We took the call. Mm-hmm. I was just stating mine, and I didn't want to overlook you before I jump back in on an item that I was just kind of curious about when it comes to this conversation.
Yeah.
Well, how do we get to a point where we have to look at the people who are belly aching about this, and we don't hold them accountable? Think of it like this. Anyone that is against this, I challenge you. If you haven't already turned off your radio because you don't even want to have a chance to hear someone that's in support side of it. But if you haven't turned off your radio, I do want you to call in. And what I challenge you, send the screenshots. Show us the diversity of your network. I want to see the people on your social media that you're interacting with that are sending you messages and you're sending messages to, that you're sending memes to.
Right.
I want to see who you're texting, and I want to know their diversity, because I can guarantee you, anyone with diversity, with the numbers that it's supposed to be diverse. Don't tell me, well, I got one. Nope.
Right.
If you say that, you've already failed.
Right.
Because that's what it's about. You know, I was just talking to to two ladies about sexism in 2024. And one of my friends reached out to me and he said, "You know what, man? What I can tell you is, in the oil industry, I don't like how that, unfortunately, I have LGBTQ friends and they are getting doors slammed on them." Now, this is a heterosexual male and he's unhappy with how his friends, his cohorts, his peers are being treated.
Right.
This is why this has to be happening. He can see it. It's so obvious. Because he has a friend, and so his heart can open up to that friend and understand their plight. And that's all I challenge you. I just want to know.
Exactly. Courtney, did you have a point? If not, we're going to take a call.
No, I'll take the call.
Okay, all right, cool. Okay, caller, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, gentlemen. It is Polly Pockets.
Whoa.
Polly, how you doing?
Polly Pockets, the best in the West. I made that jingle up. I made that jingle up.
How you doing?
Make sure I'm good. But I was just calling about the topic brought up about the DEI officers going away.
Right.
So Ghost Rider, I mean, he was on point with the Texas universities having already taken that down. But ultimately, it's a out of sight, out of mind dilemma, meaning that when a cause is out of sight or out of mind for the majority, then you see these actions take place. So I'm being deliberate in using majority and not saying a color, because the majority can also mean gender, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when it's not a cause or an importance, like 2020, very pivotal in people supporting causes, whether they agreed with it or just were getting on the bandwagon. But that was a pivotal time. And now they're like, well, we're 4 years removed from that. You know, it's still relevant to a lot of people, but the majority doesn't feel that it's relevant because we move on to other topics to focus on, right? And we see that with, same thing, invasion of Ukraine. Everybody was on board with it. 2 years later, the anniversary just passed a few weeks ago. How many people had that same energy level 2 years later, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because and the thing about it, and I remembered, I think we had discussed this, and I've discussed this with friends, is that after the murder of George Floyd, all these businesses wanted to try and rearrange things and say, you know, how can we help, and how can we do this, and how can we do that. I even had friends text me and say, you know, what can I do, et cetera, et cetera. And now, you know, that it's been years later, now it seems like things have changed, and now all of a sudden it's this chip away at universities, and it's not just, you know, it's not just Florida, it's not just Texas. You know, Texas A&M, same thing, going through the same thing. And again, I said this on an earlier show, is that one of the University of Texas folks up there that I know, and I asked her about it. She said everything was cool, and that the Warfield Center is not going to get messed with because his grandfather didn't. But there's still other stuff. So Polly, you do make a very, very good point that at some point it becomes an out of sight, out of mind thing when it's not. When there's no sense of urgency, so to speak, you know what I mean? There's no national focus on one thing, such as George Floyd's murder.
And I hate to, I know COVID is a hot topic where people, you know, have polarizing views, but just like now that the CDC has said that we can treat COVID like the flu in terms of how the time we take to stay away from people to make sure our symptoms die down. But at the same, and so now people have see that pandemic, it wasn't necessary to do everything that we did. So-and-so knew that it was the flu. But again, you're forgetting the people who actually had people who passed away from COVID, who saw firsthand that it wasn't just the flu, or their bodies didn't react like it was the flu. So again, for the majority, out of sight, out of mind, pandemic, we're now 4 years removed. We remember it, but we choose maybe to remember the positive or hide the negative moments of our lives. But it's kind of same thing. That's what we do as a society. So I'm not surprised that if we take on a new initiative, you know, this year, in 2 years, we go back on our decision.
The same thing. You're right.
It's not the right thing, but you know, that's how we operate.
Yeah. No, you're right about that. You're right about that. It's a sense of urgency that seems to grab us and make us move, and we've got to take care of this. Well, you know, it's something we should have taken care of a long time ago, you know, piece by piece, of course. But yeah, no, you're right about that.
So, Polly, I'm just kind of curious then, how diverse are your connections? Like, you know, just do you think that you have a good range? You don't seem that you're in favor of these positions going away. So I was just kind of curious. Do you believe that your circle is diverse?
So my current circle is a lot more diverse than it was 15 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, because even if I was living in a diverse society, I was still in a homogenous family. So whatever views, you know, my parents grew up with, whether they're right or wrong, or again, if they're coming from another country that is homogenous as well, they don't know what they don't know. And I don't know what they passed on until I'm able to like branch out and be my own person and create my own experiences.
Well said.
Very good, very good. Polly, good to hear from you. Thank you for calling in, Ma.
Thank you so much, gentlemen.
All right, have
Until
a good
next time.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Love it.
She said we gotta branch out. We gotta grow. We gotta leave the nest.
Got to try.
And at that point, you either, like I said, bury your head in the sand, or you're trying
Yeah.
to learn and engage with others.
Right.
I challenged someone to call in. Listen, man, you happy. You know you comfortable. You like everyone around you agreeing with your views.
Right.
You like your network where you can start talking about, hey, I'm so happy that went away. It's not fair. Yet you're happy with that. You don't want to fight every single day with people. Well, these people wouldn't be in your network, but you don't want to do that. And that's the difference there. I honestly believe that if you had the diverse people around you, almost like we're talking about an intervention,
Right.
those people would step in and be like, yo, man, you don't even understand. Like, you don't understand what you're saying, because that doesn't help me. That doesn't help that person, your cousin, your uncle, your aunt. So
One of the biggest things that I think may be missed out from the lack of diversity, inclusion, etc., is that there are going to be people that won't have a chance. I call it potential students.
Yeah.
That won't have the chance to come to these universities now. It's a big group
Yes.
of people that this is their first time experiencing other cultures, other races, other genders, other ideologies, other religions.
Yeah.
That was my first time meeting people that didn't believe in the same thing as me, and me knowing it. I'm pretty sure as a high schooler, as a person that played sports, worked jobs, I was around people that didn't believe in the same thing as me. But when I went to school, that was the first time. Now, I will say that the reason why I got there, I don't think it was because of diversity and inclusion, but who knows? There could have been somebody that saw my application that was able to read through the lines or read between the lines and say, we need to have that young brother here. I don't know. It sucks, though, to see that that's a chance that now may be taken or robbed from young people because of, some people's short-sightedness when it comes to the issues at hand, or even them. It almost feels like it's a knee-jerk reaction directly related to what happened in 2020.
Yes.
That people are like, it's the pendulum swinging, as they say.
exactly.
Or the chickens coming home to roost or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's something that you can usually have something in the pit of your stomach that lets you know that, oh, this doesn't seem good. This is ominous.
Right.
And so it feels like that's what we're trending towards.
No, I agree. We're going to take one more call, and then we're going to take a quick break. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Warfield. How you doing?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. I just love y'all every day of the week. On Wednesday, y'all bring the heat. I got to give it to Polly Pocket. I got to give it to VA whenever she call in. And, even Miss Charlene, because Miss Charlene speaks the truth about something like the gentleman said about that man still on the ballot with 91 indictments.
Right.
My whole life, I just kind of figure out what did we do so bad that they want to erase everything that we did. And then the gentleman that called in before, he said, my biggest fear is not the Civil War, that there was to be a second Civil War, because you do know there is coming out with a movie with the Texas-California line about immigration called Civil War. My thing is, when is China going to say, you know what, that time is up, give me my money?
That's a good question, and that's very deep. That's ocean deep right there, because that's one of the things I think that we've been, that doesn't get talked about a lot, is what we owe.
Yeah, they want their money, they get to do, pass it Barney Mack. When I see my brother, he owe me my money, I'm fight.
Yeah.
What we going to do? So when China go and say, hey, give me my money, I need my money, I ain't worried about Big Worm, give me my money. Then all of a sudden, man, you need us. Just say some of the facts, like with the military. Most of the people in the military, and I'm sure Brad Dick can agree, most of the majority of the military is either black or brown.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Most of the armed forces is made up. Then a true Texan is from Texas.
Yeah.
We have the biggest landlocked military base it is in the world. Fort Hood.
Yep.
Fort Kazabo for the new kids.
Yep.
But it's always going to be whatever it is. But my thing, like I said, that's a big question. It's time to go to say, hey, we don't have enough of y'all playing and y'all ain't doing what y'all need to do. Want our money? Then what? You're going to need us. Now you're going to need us to join your war or help you fight the war, fight China? No, you didn't want us to do anything else, so why do it?
Exactly. No, you make a good point. Make a very good point.
I mean, you already got me thinking of the famous quote of Muhammad Ali, and he said, "No Viet Cong ever called me outside of his name."
Yep. He did say that.
At some point, sir, I'm in agreement with you because it comes down to that. These are the same people that wouldn't even understand why there had to be this whole separate group called the Tuskegee Airmen.
Yeah.
Why is it got to be that? But no, yeah, we're just ignoring it all. We're ignoring history, and I'm in agreement.
Yeah, exactly. Brother, we appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you so much.
No, I appreciate y'all.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
Yeah, man. Lots of good calls. On this one. Lots of good calls on this one.
Does feel like the undoing, don't it? Feel like the undoing, the undermining, I don't even know. Maybe it's like I don't want to say the whole.
No, you're spot on.
No, you're right.
That's tough to look at because you think about it now and it's like, man, how many opportunities are going to be missed because of this?
Because of that, yeah, exactly. How many people are not going to make connections? How many folks who want to go to school have the opportunity to go to school?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, come on, you're talking about getting a college education. One of the most important things you can do in your life is to be educated and have the opportunity to do so.
First real choice that a lot of us make.
Thank you.
I'll say this quick. I have worked at 5 different institutions of higher learning, and at every institution, I have had numerous long, drawn-out conversations with admissions departments. Wow. And I can tell you, based on how America is divided, based on people's backgrounds, people's finance level, education factors into that. Yeah. But you just have to give opportunities. Like, no one is saying that you're going to get pushed out of the line and you're going to miss out on your opportunity. What we're saying is let other people get an opportunity. It's Polly Pocket said it herself. Why should it be held against you if you were raised by parents that didn't have opportunities to give you? So they couldn't afford to put you in the best private schools. So I have seen plenty of parents that did not know that their kid was supposed to study for the SAT.
Right.
Yeah.
They didn't know because the parents didn't go to college, never had that opportunity. So they're like, oh, my baby's going to college. Ma'am, let me explain something to you. Your son scored a 900. There aren't many schools that's going to give your son an opportunity. I'm sorry you're just now finding that out. Yep. He's a senior, and you're just now finding that out. Yep. That kid needs an opportunity. And I can tell you this. Again, what schools are going to accept a kid with a 900 SAT?
Right.
Not many. And very few that are in our locality. But I will tell you some schools that did. HBCUs. Now, I can tell you this young man. I have a very real example. I can have him call into the show. That young man was out of Washington, D.C. Poor as all get up.
Wow.
900 SAT. He is now an engineer for a power company over in Virginia.
Nice.
Because he had the opportunity. Yep. I have the stats to prove it. When these kids are given the opportunity, they're slow in the uptake because they got to catch up, but once they get it, they can do college level work, they soar. But they got to have the opportunity.
Yep. Exactly. Point well said. Well said. Yeah. No doubt about it. We're coming up on 9 o'clock. It's 88.7 KAZI. You know with the morning grind. 88.7 FM KAZI, 9 o'clock, or I should say 9:01. This is the voice of Austin, 88.7, counting 41 years here in the Austin area doing our thing, broadcasting from the John L. Warfield studios in lovely Austin. Tell you, definitely lovely now because few days ago wasn't lovely. We'll see what the weather's going to be like as well. That could change as well. So we're looking at possible severe weather over the next 48 hours. So just keep an eye to the sky. An eye on the road would be a good thing to have too. We've got a collision right now in South Mopac as you get close to Far West Boulevard, Barton Skyway area. So still headed towards downtown. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge. So keep that in mind. Don't forget, later on tonight, be sure to join me for Jazz and Other Vibes from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's smooth jazz and R&B from the day and back in the day. I would love to have you along with me. Certainly appreciate that to join me for later on tonight for some really, really cool stuff. This is 88.7 KAZI. Jabari Warfield in the building, and I believe we have some folks from the Capital Area Food Bank they're joining us. Good morning to you. How you doing?
Button up top.
There we go. Let me try this.
There we go.
Thank you for letting me know.
Hey, teamwork, brother.
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. You're on the air right now, and I understand that you are our very, very special guest this morning. So thank you for calling in. How are you?
Oh, my gosh. I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome. Please tell me your name and who you're with.
My name is Gary Vatsky, and I have the honor and privilege of being the CEO of the Central Texas Food Bank.
Wonderful. Thank you for being on this morning. We really appreciate you.
Thank you for doing what you do.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I actually gave some food. I think I did it like for about 3 years in a row. Gave some food to the food bank, and it feels good. You know what I mean? Because there's one thing about life that's so important. I think two things we need is food and water.
Yep.
Clean food, clean water, and that's so important to do. So tell me a little bit about the food bank, please.
Sure. Well, the food bank has been around for over 40 years. We are one of 200 Feeding America food banks, and we are part of the Feeding Texas network. There's about 20 food banks in Texas, and we serve 21 counties, and we are responsible for providing food support for about 460,000 food insecure people, and that includes over 150,000 children.
Wow. Now, you're taking donations as well, like food and water. It's got to be canned food, right? Got to be specific.
No, it doesn't, actually.
Okay.
So we do accept shelf-stable food. We say we always are in need of food, funds, and friends. So monetary support, volunteers, and then folks can do food and fun drives. We have a list of most needed items on our website, but we're really trying to make sure that we're providing fresh, healthy food. So yes, canned items are still appreciated, but things like pasta, rice, peanut butter are also welcome as well.
Cool. Now, I was going to say a lot of kids have peanut allergies or allergies. Period. Is that a concern you guys have when people drop off food? How do you handle that?
They do. So we have a network of about 250 partner agencies and direct service programs. And so not only do our agencies have the ability to order product, but the idea is to create client choice pantries so that families can shop with dignity and they can access the product they need. So this way people aren't just receiving pre-bagged or pre-boxed items. So if someone can't have peanut butter, then they have the ability to not take it.
I feel sad for him because I love peanut butter. Peanut butter is my thing. It really is. Give me a PB&J sandwich any day, man.
Well, there's also almond butter and, all kinds of butter these days.
This is true. It really is.
She's trying to sway you. She's telling you to diversify. Give some other ones an opportunity.
A little diversity in my peanut butter, in my peanut butter thing.
And I personally have almond butter, but,
Hey,
it's a beautiful thing.
Are you saying that you'll at least give it a try, Jabari? Can you at least give it a try now?
Oh, I love almond butter.
Okay,
I really do. No,
so
I have
he's
no
hearing
issues.
you. He's just refusing.
I have no issues with almond butter, man. No. I actually went and got some the other day from the store. I like almond butter. It provides a good source. It's a great source of protein. It's a little chunkier than peanut butter is, but yeah, no, man. Me and almond butter, we tight. We good.
Okay. I'm glad she was able to help us understand that you can step out of your comfort zone
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Don't tell nobody though.
Ma'am, I am so curious here. What area does the food bank serve? Just like, what are the limits? We have a vast listening audience. Some people are on terrestrial radio, some are on the TuneIn app or on our website, and they may not be exactly within certain borders. Where is that reach?
Yeah, so we actually go as far north as McClellan County, so Waco. We go east to Freestone and Limestone. We go south to Gillespie and Hayes. And then, we go west to San Saba. So we have 21 counties: Bastrop, Bell, Blanco, Burnett, Caldwell, Coryell, Falls, Fayette, Freestone, Gillespie, Hayes, Lampasas, Lee, Limestone, Llano, McClellan, Milam, Mills, San Saba, Travis, and Williamson counties.
And if you didn't hear your name in there,
exactly.
You must have missed it.
Exactly. What's your website, real quick, if you didn't hear your name, if folks want to know?
CentralTexasFoodBank.org.
Nice and simple.
Okay, so I want to come back on one other little item. So you guys are a food bank, and then you guys distribute to food pantries throughout. So this isn't a centralized. You guys disperse to different locations, and people can go to those locations. Do I have that right?
Exactly, yes. Food banks are responsible for the collection, storage, transportation, and distribution of food to a network of partners that are pantries. They can be soup kitchens, they can be group homes, they can be schools. And then we also have our direct service programs. So in this past year, we actually added an on-site pantry. So people are able to come to the food bank and receive support. But not only do we distribute food, we also provide nutrition education. We have wraparound services that connect people with SNAP benefits. We have a culinary training program. So in addition to providing food for today, we're also trying to provide food for tomorrow by helping break that cycle of hunger and poverty.
Amen. Jeśli ja говорю по-русски, я хочу моркови. What I said was,
yes, please help out, man.
I said, what if I speak Russian and I want carrots? So what if there's some people that speak different languages? We're pretty diverse here. So could you tell us about the diversity opportunities for those that speak different languages at these pantries? So are there translators? How does that help if you speak another language?
Well, absolutely. All of our materials are in Spanish and English. If there are other languages that folks speak, we definitely have translator apps. And then at most of our pantries, there are people that do speak the language of folks in that community. That's really the benefit of us supporting such a vast network of 250 partners.
And so, and to that second point, I specifically said I wanted some carrots. So there we have the opportunity to get fresh vegetables and fruit. These are the opportunities that we have.
Absolutely. In fact, we have a saying at the food bank that the future is fresh, and we have a goal of distributing at least 50% of the food we distribute is fresh food, lean protein, dairy items. And fresh is not only a movement toward making sure that we are distributing those items, but it's also an acronym. I'm going to throw a lot of words out there. It stands for food access, research, economic stability, sustainability, and health. And so those are really the 5 priority areas that we use to tackle hunger now and in the future.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, what if folks wanted to volunteer their services? Is that something you guys do?
We always rely on volunteers. We had about 100,000 volunteer hours last year alone, and we're voted best volunteer organization by the Austin Chronicle. So we're really proud of our volunteer team. We need folks in our warehouse to help sort product. We need folks in our kitchen, our garden, out at mobile pantries. So we like to think that there's an opportunity for everyone to get involved.
Nice. How old do you have to be? You have to be at least 18?
You have to be 8.
8?
Oh,
8.
Really? Because I have a child who's going to turn 9, and she's got a lot of energy, and she likes to do good things, so I'm definitely going to bring her your way.
Well, bring her on over. We need folks with energy. We have a lot of food to sort and bag and get out.
Can you explain for those who may not know, because I like that you mentioned it, because one of my questions was to find out, a mobile food pantry, what is that?
Sure. So we have a couple of things. A mobile food pantry is simply just a truck that we are able to bring to a community, offload product, and set up a distribution either in a drive-through format or a farmer's market style format. Ooh. And so the idea is that we meet people where they are and bring the food to them. But what we're really excited about is a new program that we launched called our Mobile Pharmacy, and that's FARMACY. And it's a converted car trailer under air, and so it provides like a one-aisle grocery store shopping experience. And so we have racks, and that's where we're able to provide fresh produce, eggs, lean protein, all the things that would be needed in areas known as food deserts.
Yeah, there are a lot. Seems like there's a lot of food deserts in town, and I know that there in other cities. That's a big subject where people talk about not being able to get to fresh food or not being able to get. It's always a struggle. To get to fresh food, not just to get to food, but to get to fresh food too.
Yeah, and I think that's a really important distinction because not only is it about feeding people, but it's about providing nutritious food, right?
Yeah.
And so part of, the H in fresh is health. And so we really believe in food as medicine programs that include medically tailored meals, medically tailored groceries, hospital pantries. So we're working with folks like Ascension. We're working with other people to make sure that we're providing meals that meet, maybe special dietary needs. Mm-hmm. Really, it's all about serving with dignity and meeting people where they are.
Sari, when you spelled out pharmacy, I don't know why, you seemed like you just dunked the ball and you were hanging on the rim. I knew it was spelled F-A-R-M. I knew that's how pharmacy was. I'm joking. I know it's a PH. But Sari, I'm a little curious about Kids Cafe and summer meals. Could you tell us a little bit about that? Because I don't know if you've heard, I've worked a lot with a lot of school systems, and I do know the value of school lunch. So could you tell us a little bit about Kids Cafe and summer meals?
Yeah, sure. So the idea of Kids Cafe is to make sure that kids have food after school. So many times the only meals that kids are eating are, breakfast and lunch in the classroom, either part of the free or reduced meal program. And so we want to make sure that through Kids Cafes that kids have meals after school, because if they don't, in a lot of instances, the only meal that they're eating or the last meal of the day could be at lunchtime. Yep. And if you're familiar with the school schedule, which it sounds like you are, that could be as early as 10:50, 11:10. So that's really what Kids Cafe and the after school program is. And then summer meals, summer food service program is really similar. It's meant to supplement the breakfast, lunch, and meals that kids wouldn't receive when school is not in session. And so there's a lot of opportunity there throughout our 21 counties to make sure that kids have access to free and reduced meals, both after school and during the summer.
Yeah, summer's coming up real quick.
Yeah.
Summer's going to be here in a hot minute.
That's incredible. That's exactly one of the items I think is often overlooked. A lot of people just are not familiar with. Sari, I really appreciate that you're taking this time for us. I wanted to fire one little item, but I just want to step back. Was there anything that you wanted to offer first before I just keep lobbing these?
Before we wrap it up.
I have so many.
No, I definitely want to point out that, tonight starts Amplify Austin, and so it is an opportunity for folks to contribute to the vast work that we're doing. Right today, just to keep pace with the increased need that we're seeing, we're spending about $1 million a month just to purchase food, which is 10 times the amount that we were spending pre-COVID. And so the numbers we're seeing right now of folks that are food insecure are sometimes higher than that of the pandemic. We're seeing about 70,000 people a week that are relying on our services. So I did just want to point out that increased need and then also the opportunity to help support, because it is a critical time for the food bank and families we serve.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, thank you so much for calling in. We certainly appreciate it. Good to talk to you. Once again, shoot them the website one more time.
CentralTexasFoodBank.org, and it's a great resource for people to figure out how to volunteer and donate, but it's also a good resource for people that are in need of assistance. They can find pantries in their area and then connect with our team to find resources.
Right, and it looks like you can apply for SNAP, and there's also an art competition as well?
Yes, I'm so excited about that. So our Feeding Creativity art competition is designed to engage student artists and the art community in helping raise awareness for the issue of summer hunger. And so we're going to have a slate of judges that are artists in the community, and the winning art piece will become the new truck wrap for one of our trailers that drives throughout the 21 counties.
How dope is that?
Yeah, that's so cool. I could see, hey, there's my work.
Yeah, exactly. On a truck.
I did
Yep, exactly.
On a truck. Well, sorry. Thank you so much for calling in. We certainly appreciate it. All right.
Thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome. Take care.
Have a good one.
All
Bye.
right, you too. Bye. Yeah, man. How crazy would that be to like get your art on the side of a truck that's feeding people?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Man.
That is crazy. That's really crazy.
How did that feel, though? How did that feel letting our listeners, the community, know what those opportunities are? One of the best times I ever had was with my fraternity. We pull up and we start giving out turkeys. And I've said this on this radio before. There are very few times, and I've had a lot of athletic accomplishments. There are a few points in my life where I feel as good as that. Right. When I look a family in the eye and I see that look back of their excitement for this opportunity. And I don't volunteer as much daily like with this. So unfortunately, that opportunity is only once a year. Sometimes twice. To do it for Christmas too.
Right.
But it's just a good feeling. So I implore anyone, if you've got in your schedule, if I wasn't coaching as much youth sports with everything else I do, I'm sure I would love to do that a little more. But if there's anyone that's looking for a volunteer opportunity, this is the one. And I want you to know you can come and you can be yourself. You can wear what you want. Of course, you'll be doing some work, so be comfortable. You can wear a face covering if you want. So don't feel bad about that. You can. They have climate controlled volunteer opportunities too. So you want to take it to the warehouse and say, I want to be outside. Hey, take it to the warehouse. Climate control.
Climate control is necessary because it's getting hot. Man.
Yes,
it's getting hot, and as the weather's bouncing around, it's like this weather cannot make up its mind. It is so. Just,
I know. During the summer, volunteers get slim. I coach youth sports, and trust me, it's hard finding other coaches that want to be out there in the heat. So I can just imagine for this opportunity, it's climate controlled.
Exactly.
Can't say that enough.
No, yeah, exactly. Especially in this town. All right, let's take a little break, fellas. We'll come back with more here on 88.7 KAZI. This is the Morning Grind, y'all.
More to come with the Morning Grind right here on 88.7 FM.
0.7 FM KAZI. Miss Lauren Hill.
Hey.
You got to call her Miss Lauren Hill.
She showed up.
Because you may catch some heat if you don't.
You heard him. She showed up.
Yeah.
I just had to say this on
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man, Miss Lauren Hill and that thing. And the Miss Education, that's still one of the dopest creations ever, man. And I'm like, I bought it on vinyl when I was in Florida. Last time I was in Florida, I saw it on vinyl. Because I got another addiction I didn't tell you all about. It's that I like is vinyl records.
Ooh.
Hooked.
Ain't nobody gonna help you with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't need no help with that.
Nah. Keep spending your rent money. Yeah. I won't judge you on that.
Do you spend?
I did spend back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah. So now you have them just to play and you don't mess with.
Yeah, I just smell them.
Well, no. I mean, like you don't scratch on them and all that. Because I'll be wondering, like when you buy something now that's a classic. Is that a fear sometimes? It's like, oh, I can't touch this. Got to keep it mint.
Yeah, I mean, if here's the thing, and this of course has a lot to do with whether or not what my budget's like. I may grab one to spin and one to hold.
That's why
one to keep, one to share.
Right.
Yeah. Because if it's a classic, like if it's like for me, like if I buy Michael Jackson's Thriller,
right,
I'm putting one to the side. I don't want it touched. Right. I don't even want you to look at it for more than 2 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna put it right there. Now I may have another couple copies that I do, and spin back and forth, right? But yeah, man. I mean, to me, man, vinyl is just one of them things, bro. It's one of them things. It's just got, it's like a classic car. Uh-huh. It's like it's like gumbo. Uh-huh. Everybody can find a little something in that. There's something about vinyl records that it's just a blessing. It's crazy. I can't even call it.
That's wild.
So let's take a quick call. Caller, how you doing? Good morning.
Hey, what's up, man? It's T-Bone T.
What's up, man? What's up, fool?
How y'all doing?
We good, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I want to make a comment on that food bank you were talking about.
Okay.
Man, I think they need to, since you got a lot of people coming in, at the border, they need to go to the border, send a truck to the border, man, because, the president let people in, so we might as well feed them, since they're coming over here. So, the food bank need to go to the border.
That's very interesting. Very interesting. I think they may have something. They got to have something down there, man. Yeah. Because of course, the food bank only covers certain counties. But yeah, that would be. Yeah. There's got to have something. Because for me, like, okay, cool. You want to, we have a problem with the adults. That's one thing, man. But kids got to get fed. Kids need water. Kids are innocent in all of this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And all the stuff going on. So yeah,
that's right. They come from places a lot farther than just our country neighbor to the south.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So some of these people may not have eaten for a good little while. Yep.
That's right. So I mean, since they're coming in here, President Biden let them in here, but they need to send a big truck down there and just, and feed those people while they're in here, That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, might as well give them a little something.
I like that. Yeah, T-Bone care about the kids.
Yeah, I mean, I care about the kids a lot, but they need to eat. Some apples, some oranges, some water, and, at least they can eat, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay, T, totally different question. Did you watch the Super Bowl? Because I ain't talked to you since the Super Bowl came up.
Yeah, man, but I'm still upset because I like, like I told Mr. NBA, man, that I'm tired of the Chiefs.
Tired of the Chiefs?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm not a Chiefs fan. I'm a Cowboy fan. I'm a Houston Texans fan.
Right.
Everybody else I don't care about.
Yeah, I thought Houston may have had a chance to take that swing, man. I was interested to watch to see if Houston was doing. I was really hoping, Pittsburgh's my team, but I was really hoping for Detroit. I wanted Detroit in there. I wanted to see a Detroit match up with anybody. I didn't care. I just wanted them there, man.
Yeah. Well, everybody has their team, but I just, I said, man, the Chiefs gonna win again. I said, golly, a lot of people like the Chiefs because they're winning, but I'm not a Chiefs fan, so I want to see somebody else win.
Yeah, I feel you.
And I really want to see the Texans in the Super Bowl, man, because they getting better, but they're going to have some draft choices, you know what I'm saying? Some new draft choices to get in that Super Bowl, but I don't know. Because we never been in Super Bowl. I think it was back in some kind of bowl back in the 60s,
Right.
But I'm talking about the Houston need to get to that Super Bowl, man, win it.
That would be dope to see the Texans in the Super Bowl. That would be dope.
Yeah.
That would be dope. I can't front.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be dope. Yeah, man. All right, cool. Well, good to talk to you, my man.
Hey, Mr. NBA.
What's poppin'?
Hey, I told you Friday, man.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it. I was trying to let you off the hook. I was trying to be respectful and not go hard on the sports because you dropped some bangers that I would love to get to, but we're getting close to the end of it. So let's do it Friday, brother. Let's do it Friday.
Hey, I understand, man. I've been listening to y'all all morning. Hey, I'm honest, y'all.
Okay, thanks for calling in.
Take care, man.
Word. Hey, they don't say that no more. Word.
Nah, they don't.
Nah,
let's bring it
back.
All right, peace. Yeah, T's right. We need to bring back word. Word, son. Word up, son. What up, son? Word.
That's whose word? That's my word.
That's my word. That's my word, son. You be sending them all day long. Okay, real quick. KZI's got the Untapped Spring Showcase happening at Limestone on the 16th. And it's a meet and greet and live performances. Anastasia, Brooke Lavelle, Maya Sampleton, Tree G, and more. Once again, it's at Limestone on March the 16th. Limestone is at 68 East Avenue here in Austin. Take the orange elevator to 16th floor and join the Untapped fam for KZI's Untapped Spring Showcase. It's going to be kind of dope.
Man.
Yep.
Meet and greet from 5 to 7. Live performance from 7 p.m. to midnight. Okay.
It's gonna be kind of hot. It's gonna be
I'm
kind of hot.
gonna tell you something.
All right.
I'm gonna be there.
You gonna be there?
I'm gonna be there.
You gonna be there?
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be out in them streets.
In these
We
streets.
outside.
The problem is, look at all these big names that's gonna be there. Nobody's gonna be there to meet and greet with me. Like I'll be standing over by the DJ. There's got to be a KZI banner, and I'll point to myself every time somebody look at me like, "Hey, KZI, look at me! KZI, look at me!" And that's about all I
You
can
gotta put
do.
your face on the banner.
That's true. Oh, you gotta wear.
Could we?
But no, you know what? That's a negotiation that I am not in. I'm trying.
I'm telling you just how you do it. I'm gonna tell you how to do it.
Hey, I'm still waiting for KZI to put me on park benches on the side of buses.
Listen, I'm trying to help you. I'm gonna help you with this.
What are we doing?
All you gotta do is get a good high quality picture of your face.
Right.
Go and blow that thing up and print it off somewhere in one of these FedEx Kinko joints.
Okay,
right?
done and done.
Now get you some adhesive, some double-sided tape, right?
Yeah,
Put it on the end of put the banner, say KZI,
Yeah.
and then put your face right there. Then this is where you really go crazy. Get you an arrow,
Right.
point it down,
Yeah.
and then put the banner above your head and stand underneath the arrow.
There you
Done.
go. There you go.
Say less.
Done.
There you go. All right, one more call before we get out, and we got to
Okay.
take this one. Good morning, caller. How are you? See that? Hello? Caller, you there?
Hey, what's up, man?
Caller, are you mad?
Caller, are you there?
Hey,
All
what's
right,
up?
We're
I'm
going to try
here.
one. Let's hit the
They
reset
got
button.
mad. They said, "Wait a minute, y'all gonna put him? He's gonna be the poster child." Oh, it's another on-air personality. It's like Dapper D. You are not gonna be
There it is.
on the banner.
Right,
We
right,
got
right.
this.
Let's see who it
All
is.
right, one more time. Let's try it
I
again.
think it's an on-air
All
personality.
right. Good morning, caller. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yo!
Air horn, huh? There we go. How you doing?
I am doing well this morning.
Glad to
Hi,
hear it.
this Monday. So, Simply Courtney, don't be encouraging to put Dr. Douglas on the side of a billboard. Don't encourage him to do that.
I think it'll be cool.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
We made it for my little son. We made, I don't know what the things are called, but we made those posters or whatever. You know, you like put the face of the person, and then in the audience, you'll see like their face or whatever. We did that for my son. And as a matter of fact, I have one in the back seat right now that he does not know about. He tries to hide it every time we have a game. He's like, "Dad, please don't." And I'm like, "Hey, man, I'm proud." So I think you got to be proud sometimes, man. Put your face on the side of it. What do we say?
Thank you.
Park bench,
Yeah.
a truck.
And yeah, I want a park bench. I just wanted a park bench and a bus, but I'll take the truck too.
Might as well go for all four.
Man, come on. Let's do it.
I don't know if there's enough room.
Oh,
It don't matter.
I really don't know
Let's
if there's
try.
enough room.
We'll put a couple buses together. Start on one, we'll finish on the other.
DL, what you say?
Hey,
Is
it's
there
a-
enough room?
DL, the mobile food bank. She's taking donations. Let's donate my face to KZI.
I'm so sorry, Coach Jabari. I'm with you on this one because with the brim of his hat being so wide and that smile, it's not enough room.
Oh man,
Ooh, sister
Man.
has spoken. You know what I mean?
that don't mean we not still gonna try it. We gonna try it.
We're not doing that.
Wait till the station man to get in today. I had some things I had to do. I'm gonna wait for him now.
Oh, he already in, so all you gotta do is go over there.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, you hear that? Oh, he just shut his door. I heard it. He on the other side of the station, and I heard him shut his door and locked it.
Slam.
I didn't know he had that many locks. You heard the
Yeah, it's one of them.
the chain.
It's one of them New York things, you know, where you got like 8-9 deadbolts.
Yeah, he got one of those. DL, what's popping over there in the Mid-Atlantic?
We're chilling today. It's a rainy day here.
Oh,
Out and about running some errands.
Mhm.
And y'all have kept me company this morning.
Thank you for taking us with you. We really appreciate that. It means a lot. It really, really does.
So just know that y'all are not just in the RVA area today. Y'all are in Northern Virginia today.
Northern VA.
yeah.
Hey, nice. Well, we appreciate you taking us along. We really, really do. We always look forward to getting you up on the just for a hot second.
Hey, no problem. Much love to y'all. And again, Courtney, come up with a better public relations for Dapper Douglas, because that we can put them on a T-shirt, we can put them on a coffee mug.
Working on it.
When I come to Austin, don't
Don't terrorize me by having that man on the side of his head.
Deal. Or as we were talking earlier, word.
Oh,
It's just words, though. Y'all don't have to listen to her.
shots fired.
Y'all can still do it.
All the way from the RVA, shots fired, son.
She said, don't terrorize her.
I'm saying. All right, Dia, have a good day, darling. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Later.
She's always good.
Yeah, she's always good for
Hey,
that,
that's
man.
a
We
clip by
appreciate
itself.
it. Yes, sir.
She always give us a clip.
Always.
That lady's money.
Non-stop. All right, fellas, any last comments before we get out of here? Got to let the professor lay the books down and get the summaries and all of that stuff. Any last words?
I say open up your circle. Open up your circle. And meet new people. Try new things. Try a new game of pickleball that you just found out about today. Find someone that doesn't look like you or come from your type of background. Go have some lunch with them. Sit down and have a conversation. Especially if you know that they have an opposing view to something. And then it won't be as confrontational because it's someone that maybe you work with or is in an office adjoining to yours. And then maybe you can learn something. You may not, but I tell you what, you are a better person for having tried.
Yep, exactly. Symply Courtney.
Man, I think you nailed it. But biggest thing is, if you have a chance to go vote. That's a real thing. We have these moments where we get a chance to influence, we'll call it like that.
Yeah.
And if you miss that opportunity, you have nobody to be mad at but yourself. So that's it right there. I'm gonna leave it at that. Go vote.
Amen to that. Yeah, we definitely got to do that. And yeah, keep your circle open and keep in mind you're not going to agree on everything. And unfortunately, families and good friendships that have been, that people went through so much, together have really been ripped apart by politics, right? And that's why I don't like to deal with politics. I'll just tell you that. I have my own opinions on everything that's going on right now, but I really, unless somebody asks me, I really kind of keep it to myself because it's mine, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to lose friendships. I certainly don't want to lose family members over that. I'm already struggling with that. Why do I want to increase the fuel on that one? So that's what's basically going to happen. So just keep in mind, we're all going to have disagreements on stuff, but we all got to show love because we ain't here for a long time, but we definitely got to be here for a good time.